What do you think about our intro song? It gets me pumped up every week.
I hate it.
I get excited for it. How's it going?
I got my hair cut.
Hey. I forgot to say it.
I got my hair cut.
Danna got the chop.
I said I was going to do it. So I don't like it, but it's okay. I mean, I don't know. It's okay.
Why don't you like it?
Olivia told me I look like I have a Karen cut. So I don't like it when it's straight like it is right now.
Can you remind me what a Karen is?
I don't think I need to. I don't think it's necessary, but
I have a new co-host and her name is Karen.
I put a little curl in it the other day.
So I like it better straight.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
Like right now, frankly, like you must have just washed it in the shower.
It's clean. It's clean.
I feel like it looks good.
Yeah, it's okay. Can you all
Do you
see
know
it?
they're not even guests on our podcast, and I feel like I can hear
They're
them.
so loud. They're so loud. Okay, so let's chat. Can we talk about that other thing that we were talking about before? About the girl, not about what we were talking about. Are
Sure.
we going to talk about that?
That's fine.
Okay.
We have a whole list. I might have to cut you off if it goes the wrong direction.
I want to talk about.
I don't listen. First of all, I have a TikTok account.
This was okay. To be clear,
but I haven't seen it. I hadn't heard anything about this.
Okay, so this girl is on TikTok all the time, but I just
my
want you to
phone
know
died.
that everything that I see is on Instagram Reels. I never hardly go on TikTok, and my Instagram Reels is the same as my TikTok. But
They're very similar.
yeah, that's your fault. You said because you send me Instagram Reels all day long. Okay, so anyway, so this girl is Kristin needs a charger. This girl is on Instagram, and last week someone asked her a question. Tom, what was the question? What's your move that makes a man go crazy? And her response was, do you want to do it?
I'm a lady.
She said, huck tua. Put some spit on it. So I think we don't need to discuss what she's talking about because I think everybody knows.
What are we discussing?
But why this girl is now a stinking celebrity. I don't think that this is enough.
But
to
define
make you,
celebrity. Has she made any cold hard cash?
I don't know. But like Zach Bryan called her up on stage. That really annoyed me.
If you're her mother, what if this was Olivia?
Mortifying. I find this like, and okay, so also to be clear, I kind of make some dirty jokes sometimes. Like I'm kind of inappropriate occasionally.
Danna's dirty. Dirty Danna, name of the podcast.
Is even to me like, ew, like why? Like that should not be like your claim to fame. Like how trashy are you? Don't you think that's trashy?
If it were my daughter, I would be
Appalled.
pretty appalled.
Like
Now, in her defense, she was probably drinking on the
she probably was,
streets.
and she clearly did not think this was gonna like go viral, obviously. But like, regardless, the fact that it did go viral,
Hey, she got to meet Zach Bryan and go on stage.
I know, but I don't think that that's like a reason.
Oh,
Like I was
believe me, I don't
annoyed
either.
with him. Then I like lost respect for him for acknowledging this girl. Like I feel that she should not be acknowledged.
All the guys are like, woo, they've won her number.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't like it. I think it's trashy. That's all I had to say about that.
Agreed.
So if you know who the Hawk 2 girl is.
Now everyone's Googling it. All the moms. Mom,
listen,
Heidi.
I think all the moms know. Well,
You think they already know?
My mom, no.
Jane does not know.
No, my mom probably didn't
Maybe she
know.
does. Maybe Kim knows. Maybe Mark
Your
knows.
dad? Yeah, my stepdad probably knows. He probably has seen it.
My father-in-law probably knows. I think he's on the internet all the time.
I don't know about that, but
He knows all the popular
he
things.
He is, and you know, sometimes he'll send some to me.
Oh, God.
He likes to talk to me about, there's one couple that he loves. And I have followed them before. They're very, very funny.
He sends you things.
So they are quite funny, but I can't remember
You
their
sent me
name.
the funniest reel that I really want to talk about. We
talk
can't
about
talk
it?
about it. We can, but we just can't
Okay,
do it.
so
He doesn't listen to the
he's not
podcast.
listening right now. So it is, if you have someone that is like obsessed with Costco, then you have their birthday party there
At Costco.
as a surprise, and you just have like random people that like their best friends and family
Just show up at Costco.
Just like you run into them, like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? Oh, how funny, I ran into you. Oh my gosh, weird. I like.
But this would
seeing
be like a
people I
normal
know.
daily occurrence, which is why it would be so good.
Correct. And so then at the end, you have a Costco cake and everything. But the funny thing would be for Bill.
This is how we tell him.
We would tell him
because he goes.
He likes to look at the cakes.
He
and
reads them every
see
time.
If there's a party that he knows the person
he didn't get
wasn't
invited
invited to. So we would put a cake in the cake thing where you go pick it up. Like, this is a genius idea.
Yeah, it is.
So I think we need to do it.
And
Speaking
we
of,
kind of know someone that works there, so I feel
we
like
do.
we could really
totally
do
make
it
this
up.
work. Yeah, we know like someone that's fairly high up as
Can I buy
manager there.
300 hot dogs and Coke specials. It'd be the cheapest birthday party
Literally
ever.
the best birthday
And
ever.
think of all the business. This is why Costco should be a sponsor of ours, because think of all the business that we'd bring to Costco, because everybody would leave spending $500.
Easily. Do you know that today I went to Costco? Now, granted,
I told her she wins.
so we are on a 3-week Costco hiatus. We did not go for 3 weeks, but we were pretty low. Like, we needed meat, we needed everything. Like, and we needed also like toiletries, like toilet paper, paper
detergents.
towels, detergent, bought razors. Like, I mean, literally we needed all of that stuff. $823 today at Costco. Like, who spends that? Now, granted, that was
Families.
Well, okay, so the way I feel about it is, okay, that was 3 weeks worth, right? So like, all right, so that's like, say $250 a week, $300 a week, which is normal in groceries. But I'm still going interim to like running up to Giant Eagle or Heinen's to grab a gallon of milk or, some.
We buy 4 or 5 gallons of milk at Costco at a time.
So I bought 2 today and I have an extra in my fridge. So right now I have 1 in my regular fridge, and then my downstairs fridge, which is in our garage, has 3 gallons in it. So like, we're pretty stocked. That'll get us through a week and a half to 2 weeks in our house. But like, it's just insane. It's so bad. And granted, this time of year, it's a little easier because at the market, we have like fresh veggies and stuff. So I can get a lot of that kind of stuff there. But I'm still running to the grocery store once a week at least. And it kind of stinks. But anyways, I was there. I got on. Okay, so Olivia had volleyball this morning. She had to be there at 8, and I slept in because I wasn't working. So I went.
How late did you sleep in?
Till 7:40 when I had to drive her. It wasn't like a big sleeping in day, but like it was the best I was going to get. So I had sweatpants on. I changed. This is actually embarrassing that I'm saying. Well, anyways, I put on a bra and a t-shirt, and I went to take her, came home. I cleaned my refrigerator, like took the shelves out. What a fun day off, right? By the time I was done with that, it was time to go pick her up again. I had to pick her and her friend up, who happens to play golf with Sam. Took them out to the golf course, and then Liv and I decided we'll go straight to Costco. Meanwhile, I am still in pajama pants at this point.
At Costco?
I went to Costco in pajama pants.
How many people did you see?
Only 2.
Oh.
So, but that was our joke, was like, we're going to run into so many people. My hair was greasy. I had no makeup on. I was wearing like, my pajama pants were sweatpants, but still, it was embarrassing. This is what I was going to say before. So 20 years ago, my brother graduated from the University of Rochester in New York. Not 20.
You took
He's
his
younger
shirt.
than me. I have about 4 U of R football shirts that are my absolute favorite. They're like extra, extra large. They are my favorite sleep shirts. I've had them. I've worn them through every pregnancy, everything. I live in these shirts to sleep in. There's holes in them. Like, they are gross. And that's what I slept in last night. And so I did change out of that to go pick her up. Thank God. Or that would have gone to Costco with me today. And I have no shame. I don't even care.
Look at you.
I was okay.
Listen, I wash sheep, and I'm wearing clothes that I wash sheep in. I did have to change my pants because they were soaking wet.
There is no visible feces on you.
No, because like when you wash sheep, it's clean. You're just wet.
But like other times you come and there is visible feces
It
on
might be
you.
cleaner.
So today
We had a
it's
good
not.
day. We had to wash sheep for the All-American Junior Sheep Show.
Tell them what Jack did today.
Yeah, so it was a big day. So my sister has horses. I always wanted a horse. My dad always told us if we couldn't eat it, we couldn't have it. You don't need horses, so we couldn't have one. So my sister,
I don't know what to say about this.
that's what he always told us. If you can't eat it, you can't have it. We live on a farm. Everything has a purpose. And so my sister got a job, and she, of like many things, she snuck to get a job, but she wanted a horse. So then she ended up with a horse.
Did she like save her money and buy it herself?
I don't remember
I feel
her
like horses would be
convoluted.
fairly expensive.
I don't remember her convoluted way that she got a horse. But anyways, she got a horse. So my sister actually has 3 horses.
So many things to say.
And so it was perfect because Charlie is the horse that she's had since he was like a couple years old.
What
and
is
she
the
trained
lifespan
him
of a horse?
about 30 some years, I think. So all of her horses are now in their 20s. And so Charlie is just like a great horse. Charlie is the horse that my kids both learned to ride on. I've ridden since I was little, and we always just had horses in and around like our friends. And so Jack got to ride a horse for the first time today. He'd never sat on a horse. He'd never ridden a horse. And he really wanted to ride a horse.
I really think that riding a horse is something that people, I don't know, don't want to say take for granted, but people just assume, oh, everyone's done that. Like, I've never ridden a horse before. I've never
we can make it happen.
I don't know that I want to.
It is so fun. Like, there's just something about, like, being in nature. And
have you
just
been
like,
on a motorcycle?
Yeah, I have actually in college.
I was going to say maybe
that's fun.
Like ridden different things.
Yeah. So I know I've actually ridden a motorcycle with your husband too.
Oh.
He took me for a spin once.
All right.
But it is fun. It's just a neat thing. And so she has 3 horses. So all 3, Campbell, Parker, Jack rode, and then Archie and Olive both rode. And then I got to ride, and my sister didn't actually ride. My mom came, and we had a lot of fun, and it was just a nice little time. And Jack got some pointers, how to hold, how to put the saddle on, except he rode bareback. We prefer to ride bareback if we're just like out riding. So we put a bareback saddle pad on. Parker needs a big horse. Like, he's grown substantially.
Sure.
And we're like, man, you make the horse look little. Like, his legs are so long.
So crazy. He's so tall.
But this horse, Emma, was kind of like a rescue horse. So she was a rodeo horse. And I guess they had ridden her really hard. And so she needed to retire. And so they asked Jessica if she wanted her. And so Jessica said, sure. This horse is like seriously the best horse ever. So that's what Jack rode today. And she was just a great little horse. So it was fun.
Awesome.
So we had a sheep washing day and then surprise horse riding adventure. So it was nice.
Well, he was talking about it, and he's becoming very passionate about all things animals. And it's really great to like talk to him. Like he pulled up his phone and he's like showing me pictures of your family friend that has cattle. He was going through all the
Turners.
pictures.
We were out there for him last night because we had a birthday party.
So he's just become very passionate about it. It's very very cool to see.
He's like, look at this cool picture I took. And I'm like, oh, Jack, that is really good. I'm like, next time don't cut off the feet. So we're learning photography too. It was really cool. Like the grass was up. And so he's like enjoying the picture taking too.
Really neat.
So yeah.
It's
fun, which is interesting because like that's how my kids grew up. Like, you know, more on the animal side of agriculture. So it's fun to share it with him. He likes it.
So speaking of animals, so you're leaving. Do you want to tell everyone where you're going? Leaving me for a week?
We're going to the All-American Junior Sheep Show. And so we're going to East Lansing, Michigan at Michigan State University with about 5,000 sheep. It's going to be jam-packed. It's a fun weekend. They do all kinds of like cool tournaments for the kids, a new show. There's team showmanship, all kinds of fun stuff. We camp with our friends. And so
you'll have a good time.
It'll be a nice time. We wash sheep before, then we fit sheep. And so it's like you get all the sheep ready and you pack to go camping for the week.
Right.
So it's a lot.
So you're going
I'm tired.
You said you're going Wednesday. So when you guys are listening to this, Kristin will already
I will be
there.
on the road headed to Michigan State. Bill and I and the kids are going up on Wednesday. My dad will join us on Thursday. Bill has actually never been to the All-American. And Campbell said, finally, people think you really do have a husband. Because they are always like, are you really married?
Do we think Campbell said this or do we think Kristin?
No, Campbell actually said it. Campbell actually said it because she's like, Mom, I get so tired of people asking you if you're married.
Oh my gosh.
It's not like they want to take me on a date or anything. It's just like, I think they're like, why isn't this girl married?
That's funny.
They probably look at me and then they're like, we know why she's not married.
That's why. Now we know. But that's exciting. And then you come back over the weekend?
We come back on Sunday.
That'll be great.
So they do the whole awards presentation and so it'll be neat. It'll be as I yawn. No, I'm so tired. Like we have driven back and forth to Columbus and Danna thinks it's crazy, but we're trying to come up with the most
so I was actually like
the best way.
The last 3 days she's been driving back and forth and I was like kind of a little bit making fun of her because I was like, oh my gosh, like there has to be a better way. And in her defense in this one, there really wasn't. I feel like you actually like were kind of stuck going.
And our friend, not Danna, Danna's not taking care of the animals. Our other friend is. And so we've had to measure.
I got fired.
You did not get fired. Just this other friend actually was more interested.
I was gratefully fired from the animals.
So she's like the backup person now.
And
we've been measuring all this feed just so it's easier and they don't have to worry about what they feed. Like it's all pre-mixed.
When you do that,
it just takes, it's easy. Helpful. So Jack and I were measuring feed and measuring feed and measuring feed. And the kids and I were just all measuring feed. So that's done. So, but it's a lot of work. I mean, you have to get everything ready for the market. Like all the things you normally do have to be done in advance. So underwear.
Well, what are you talking about?
That was like a couple podcasts ago.
Oh,
that was like
okay.
the write-up blurb.
So we like make notes throughout the week of like things that happen.
Well, this
and we're
was
like,
weird because I walked into the
we
market and like random rapid fire, she's asking this question to everybody that works there.
Well, so also when every time I pull up my notes right now, like if I go to notes, the first thing it says is underwear. Like you somehow when you put that in, it doesn't say podcast anymore.
Yeah,
it says underwear. I think you overwrote it.
Did I write underwear?
Yes. So yeah, Kristin.
Kristin. It was me. I made it underwear.
So, so now every time I pull up my notes, underwear is there. Which also I think is funny that we say underwear. Like I don't really say. Well, I guess it's better.
Unders.
No, I say underwear. I guess
panties.
No, Bill says underpants. Which
Bill says underpants.
I think we've spoken about that before.
Which, speaking of which, did my children email you today? No. Oh my gosh! So this is funny. Since we're talking about underwear, something else we have to talk about. Olive in her underwear. So we wash sheep, and you get soaking wet. So James and I are like the flippers. Like, so we tank wash. So we put the sheep into a tank and they kind of like wash themselves. Then we roll them into another tank and they kind of wash themselves again. But I'm soaked from head to toe, including my unders. So anyways, we drove home and I'm soaking wet in my jeans and my socks and my shoes. And I hate wet jeans, but it was really chilly this morning.
It was. I mean, it was chilly here. I don't know what
so
it was like
I
there.
took off my wet pants and I was actually talking to Bill on the phone, but my dry pants were in the car. So I just thought, I'm just going to tiptoe to the car real fast in my underwear. What was that?
There's a wine bottle on my foot and I just kicked it on accident.
Don't roll it out onto the floor.
Babe.
So I walked out to my parents in my underwear, got my pants. I'm like, yeah, I'm just like I'm wearing a bathing suit. And all of a sudden Campbell and Jack see me.
My foot is on it so it doesn't fall. There's like a little shelf below this table and it has wine bottles. So just if I realize that it might sound weird that there is a wine bottle on my foot. But so I stuck my foot on it accidentally and like kicked a wine bottle. But okay, carry on. Sorry.
Anyway, so as I'm walking back to the house, they see me in my underwear walking to the car.
Nice.
So Campbell starts videoing.
Stop.
I'm like, Campbell, stop. I'm like, Bill, they see me in my underwear. I almost made it. So then I like rolled up my pants and I'm like walking backwards with holding my jeans, and Campbell and Jack saw me. Like, what were you doing? We saw you in your underwear. Like, oh, great.
All right, so speaking of underwear, you weirdo. So the question is, so we went this last weekend. I took Olivia and her friend to go see Zach Bryan down in Columbus at Ohio Stadium, and the little girl, she's 15. She's not a little girl, but was saying that she packed, like we went for one night, and she packed like 6 pairs of underwear. And I was like, oh, that seems excessive. Like I could totally be like, obviously throw an extra pair in. Right?
Yeah, or 3.
For sure. And I'm like, okay, and then you shower and you put a new pair on, right? So I'm like thinking maybe 2, 3 would be the
max.
In the absolute max. So this girl brought like 5 or 6 pairs. And I'm like, why? She's like, I don't know. You just never know. She's like, every time I change my clothes, I change my underwear. So this got me thinking. And so I had to poll everyone at work the other day.
Including the underage employees.
I am the HR manager, so I feel like this was super appropriate. It's now part of the interview process.
We're hiring the Patterson Fruit Farm teens and adults.
I'm kidding.
Who wouldn't want to work with us?
So anyways, the question is, though, how often do you change your underwear? And so I change mine every morning when I get dressed, unless, like, if I've just showered the evening before.
Yeah, if I shower, I change my underwear.
Well, I always shower when I change my underwear. That's, like, inevitable. But, like, if I showered right before I went to bed, which I really often do, because sometimes I won't shower the second I get home from work. I'll shower before I get into bed. I probably won't change my underwear, like, the next morning. I do sometimes, but I just, like, I don't know. I don't always. But I would say at the very minimum, once a day. More often, probably twice a day, because like in the morning and then when I shower. So anyways, this girl was like, no, I change it every single time. So like she changes when she gets dressed in the morning. Fine. Then like if she changes her outfit later in the day, like as if she like.
She changes her underwear too.
Changes her whole underwear. Anytime that she changes her clothing. So like, let's say she's going out to dinner and goes to put something else on.
Changes her underwear.
She every single time. I feel like it's excessive. And so I thought maybe,
I feel like it's a lot too.
well, and so this made me feel better because I thought maybe I was like, oh my gosh, like that's the kind of thing like maybe you don't discuss all the time. So like, what if you're doing
Well, the
it
general
wrong?
consensus is people
Were on the same page.
as us.
Yeah.
Every time we
So-
shower, at least once or twice a day.
Right. At the very least, when you shower.
I thought I was going to need to change my underpants today because I thought that I peed my pants when I fell off the horse.
Do you want to know? This is super inappropriate that I'm even going to say this, and I'm sorry that like I didn't mean to discount what you just said. Like I totally overrode that, and I apologize, but I had a thought in my mind and I needed to get it out. So I'm gluten free, and I've been gluten free for coming up on 2 years, but I would say 1 year of being like really, really serious about it, which I'm pretty sure I screwed myself even worse.
She ate a pickle.
Well, I just think that like when I went like hardcore gluten free, now I've made myself so overly sensitive to it that like if I eat anything. So, but I finally have figured it out. I get sick exactly 1 day later. It's like 24 hours later. And it is like clockwork. And I am like really excited about this. Like it just in like the last week or two that I've like really discovered that it is truly one bite of whatever I eat. It's the next day I get sick. Some
And you
people
have
it's
to
right
change
away.
your underwear for sure.
Well, it made me think of it. Thankfully, I don't have to change my underwear. I usually make it to the restroom, but I'm really excited about it. I ate a fried pickle last night at Wink and Lizard because I was like, that looks so good. I'm going to try one bite. Guess who got sick today?
Not good.
It was me. But now I'm really excited that
In
I
other
figured it
breaking
out.
news, I got Kim and Jane both on Life 360.
So now we're following our parents on
Now
Life
we're
360.
officially tracking our parents.
I love it.
Until next time, friends, we're mismatched.